Now, usually I pose these as, and I want to be very clear, not objective. I'm not objective regarding Aaron or Scientology. I do have very strong biases, but I do try to give Aaron a chance. So, for most people, he's considered a big YouTuber, very critical of Scientology. Or is he? So, to me, it just seems if you just summarize, what does Aaron do? He mainly does celebrity news, a lot of tabloid gossip, and then there is infamous now lives where he has the Tom Cruise cutout and, well, frankly, terrorizes people. So, mostly it's just jokes and parodies. They're not particularly funny, but occasionally does a serious report on Scientology here and there. For instance, and again, I'm not going to delve into it. I just want to note it because it's in the background here. That Trump allegedly is trying to stop reporting and some reporting laws to help predators. Now, I don't have a lot of doubts this is true, but I'm going to double check the video. And that's the problem with Aaron. Even when he tells the truth, you got to double check him. He's just not very trustworthy. But as usual, go to is, yeah, the Tom Cruise. And I want to say for the record, I actually recorded this audio even before him, but it is what it is. It will come out. Yes, apparently Tom Cruise and Ana de Armas are a couple. But I'm not going to even deal with that. I'm just going to deal with a snippet where I guess Aaron is mocking KSW. I'm not quite clear because, again, with a lot of these jokes, what was the punchline? I don't quite know.
I think it's a privilege to call yourself a Scientologist, and it's something that you have to earn. So for me, it really is KSW, and it's just like that policy to me has really gone. When I read it, I just went, pew! I went, pew, pew! KSW, this is it. I think it's.
So the joke, I am trying to be generous, is Tom said pew, and Aaron is mocking the word pew. Ha ha ha. Funny guy. Funny guy. And again, I want to be very clear where my biases are and where they're not. So Aaron is a predator. He's a liar. He's a grifter. But I think in terms of this, and we're going to get to the political thing, but he's just not very funny. He's just not that funny. Now, even when I liked Aaron, he's gonna try. And is he occasionally funny? Yeah, sure. Sometimes the jokes work. But I just kept noticing a lot. He would just keep interjecting jokes into his reporting, and you're like, why? Why is he doing this? And I will grant I was being a little stupid because I was knee deep in his cult. So when you're in a cult, you just don't ask questions. You're like, why is he talking? Why is he doing this? And it's like, oh, he's trying to be Joe Rogan. Oh, now it all makes sense. Now it all makes sense. Now, I don't hate Joe. I respect Joe. I liked him in news radio. I've been a Joe fan. Although I don't agree with him all the time, I do appreciate when he does good interviews. Now, he does a lot of bad interviews, and he clearly is very partisan. He clearly is very right wing. But I do appreciate he tries to give the other side a chance. He is open to conversation, although recently he's a little all over the place, whether to support Trump, not support Trump, MAGA, not MAGA, unclear. And Aaron is in the same place, but it's so much worse. It's so much worse. And I'm only going to give a concise version. So, a year and more ago, Aaron officially came out as Republican, which is why that recent video on Trump is confusing. So, he's done a couple of videos now that are very critical of Trump. So, you're like a little confused. I thought he was a MAGA guy. And he clearly is a MAGA guy. Is he racist? Yeah. Is he homophobic? Yeah. Is he sexist? Yeah. He ticks off all the boxes of the MAGA. Now, does he actually believe a lot of the core principles? Probably not. But a lot of the MAGA people don't. They just go with the flow and just have the cap and just say, whatever Trump says, I will obey. I love Trump, whatever he says. Now, Aaron is not as bad as that, but it's pretty close. It's pretty close. So he explicitly said that the Democrats, because they were racists, right? Those racist Florida Democrats denied him political power because he ran for political office. They forced him to become a Republican and join the MAGA. He had no choice. Well, where to begin? Now, again, I'm not defending the Democrats or the woke or whatever. Sometimes that is pretty bad and pretty stupid. Do I think the Democrats are an anti-white racist? No, they're just a bunch of corporate shills. I mean, most of their money comes from Wall Street. You got to wake up and smell the coffee. They are what they are. They're just there to help the corporations and the rich people. Two political parties are like that. That's not a radical left analysis. That is just looking at the data, looking where the votes go, where policies flow, and there you go. You wonder, like, why don't they stop Scientology? Because Scientology bribes them. This is not rocket science, right? But anyway, what I don't like is Aaron lying about the woke and the racist Democrats. Are many Democrats racist? I'm sure they are. Is that relevant? No, no. What happened is Aaron was running against some Democrats, and brilliant brain that he is, for whatever reason, and this is his story, which I think is false, but he says a couple years ago, he decided to go to a local bar to get more signatures. Why would you go to a bar to get signatures? But anyway, he goes to the bar to get signatures for his candidacy. Allegedly. Allegedly. So anyway, he's there to pick up signatures. Right. Anyway. And then Sky Daly walks in. Yes, that's Sky Daly, the widow of Hulk Hogan, although she was not with Hulk at the time. So she comes in with a boyfriend, not Hulk Hogan, and Aaron decides to start a mess. So, again, to be fair, he was away from her, but starts yelling and screaming her name repeatedly. Sky's boyfriend tells him, please be quiet, stop doing that. And Aaron, being Aaron's like, no, I'm going to continue and escalate. And they got into a fist fight, which Aaron lost. So it became a huge scandal when the police showed up. They wrote up a report, and to put it mildly, he lost. He lost big. He really lost. And he hasn't tried to go out for political office since then. So you kind of wonder, like, oh, Clearwater, the Scientology, my Tom Cruise, you're so evil. I will save the children in Clearwater. You're like, well, why don't you run for political office? It's like, he did. It's like, well, what happened? Well, he got enmeshed in a scandal, and that destroyed his candidacy. It destroyed the whole campaign. It pretty much threw the whole campaign into a complete mess. But Aaron, being Aaron, can't tell the truth, so he says, now, see, what happened here, it wasn't OSHA. I mean, I admit things happened, but it's the racist Democrats. So the racist Democrats forced them to terrorize the Senate. I can't get into political office. I can't fight Scientology politically. Guys, the racists, the Democrats, oh, they hate the white man. No. What can Iranians do? Even though with Kamala, and again, I'm not a Kamala fan, she picked a white man for vice president. A big, juicy old white man. But Aaron's saying, oh no, the Dems, no white man is allowed. No. Well, what about Tim? What about the other white men? Oh, I don't know. No, I'm with the MAGA. It's like, wait, but you just said Trump is helping the predators. So, are you MAGA, not MAGA? I'm a little confused. And how does this tie into hating Tom Cruise? I mean, good or bad, Tom Cruise is not really partisan in that way. I mean, my personal opinion, based on a lot of research, is he actually goes more liberal. I mean, he's got a black son. So, I don't know. I don't know if he'd be welcome at the MAGA rallies. I mean, it's very weird that the MAGA people and conservatives do like him, right? It is true. Some people in the comment section are like, the MAGA hates Scientology. They do, but the MAGA, are not very consistent. They're willing to embrace Tom Cruise, Grant Cardone. If they love Trump or they're rich, successful white men, the MAGA are like, no, Tom Cruise good. He's very patriotic. So I love my Mavericks. And you're like, yeah, but he's helping Scientology. Well, I don't know about that. And there you go. So maybe Aaron's just as cognitively confused as other MAGA people. No, I don't think so. I think it's pretty simple. He's using Tom Cruise for clickbait for money. So he does like, oh, pew, pew, pew. Okay, well, that's not funny. That's funny. So his whole dream of becoming Joe Rogan, and Joe Rogan's not that funny either. I tried to give his comedy special a chance. It's not very funny. Like, can he tell an occasional good joke? Yeah, but he's just not that good a comedian. He's not terrible, but he's just not that good. But Joe is way more funny than Aaron. So if he wants to become Joe Rogan, it's not going to be the Joe Rogan route, right? Joe Rogan was a good comedian who slowly gained popularity with fellow comedians. He built his platform that way. Aaron is not a comedian, and clearly, I don't think he's going to gain a lot of comedian friends. So that's out. If he wants to become Joe Rogan, just becoming this MAGA cultist, okay, but now he's insulting Trump, who's still in favor. Granted, with Epstein, they're divided, but he's still pretty popular. So is he like independent MAGA? Where exactly is he? Oh, I think he's nowhere. He's just being a complete opportunist. So now he hates Trump. I hate Tom Cruise. I hate Trump. I hate Grant Cardone. But you agree with them on most policies. There was even a point in that video when Tom Cruise says, being a Scientologist is a privilege. And Aaron's like, woo, I agree. Oh, uh-oh. He literally in his own videos like, oh, privilege, yeah. Oh, no, Tom Cruise, no, that's wrong, that's bad. So he's basically lying to himself and lying to his audience. Like, on the one hand, he says he hates Grant Cardone, he hates Tom Cruise, he hates the Scientology, but 2 seconds later, he's acting like them and always like obsessed with them. So it just seems to me that his real thing is he wants to become a Scientology celebrity and also be a Joe Rogan bro. But he's kind of failing at both. So now he's angry at all these different sides, and he's opportunistically making fun of MAGA and opportunistically saying Tom Cruise is bad. Even in New York, oh, my hatred of Tom Cruise, it was legendary. I'm sure it was legendary, Aaron, as in it didn't exist. But I will give his video a chance. Do I think Aaron and Trump protect predators? Sure. Yeah, that's the record. But I don't know. Some people do lie about Trump, so I will give the video a chance. But I don't suddenly believe this anti-Trump conversion. Is it real? No, it's not real. He's just followed the algorithm. When Trump gets popular again, I'm sure Aaron will be. But the racist Democrats. I have no choice but to support my Trump. They did it, not me. Guys, I had no choice. No, I had no choice. I grew up in the Trump cult. Guys, I grew up in the Trump cult. I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue now.